You ever wonder why you stayed? Why you kept holding on even when every part of you was breaking? It wasn't because they loved you. It was because they knew exactly how to keep you. They gave you just enough to keep you hoping. One sweet text after days of silence. One moment of warmth after weeks of cold. Just enough to make you question everything. It was never real love. It was a strategy, cycle. And you've got caught in the pattern. They'd disappear, and just when you started to move on, they came back. With a smile, with an apology, with a memory, not to fix things, but to reset the trap. That's how emotional manipulation works. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It confuses you, makes you doubt your own feelings. They weren't giving you love. They were giving you confusion. A toxic kind of hope, the worst kind. Because it makes you think maybe it'll get better. Maybe next time. Maybe they'll change. But deep down, you already knew. Real love doesn't leave you guessing. Real love shows up consistently, clearly, but they kept you in limbo. Not because they cared, but because they liked knowing you were there. They liked the power. They liked your loyalty. They liked that you stayed. Even when they gave you every reason to leave, you told yourself it was love. You told yourself they're just damaged, that they'll get better. But that wasn't your job. You weren't their rehab. You weren't their emotional punching bag. You were just someone who loved too hard and forgot to love yourself. You weren't needy. You were starving for consistency, for clarity, for peace. But they fed you crumbs, and you convinced yourself it was a meal. That's the cruelty of it. You begged for the bare minimum, and they still made you feel guilty. But now, it's time to see it for what it was. They didn't break you with cruelty. They broke you with kindness. In small, strategic doses. That's what kept you there. But listen, you don't owe them another piece of your soul. You don't have to wait for one more apology. One more "I miss you." One more excuse. Let this be the last time you wait for them to become who they pretended to be. Because love is not confusion. It's not silence. It's not pain. It's consistency. It's peace. And if you have to lose yourself to keep someone, that person was never meant for you. You're not asking for too much. You were just asking the wrong person. So let go, not because they're a monster, but because you deserve more than emotional leftovers. Because hope in the wrong hands becomes a weapon.